Counting you down.
We can jack that up a little bit. I want to get that indelibly etched in their head. Are you with me?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I want everybody's cell phones on. You know how they always tell you cell phones off? Cell phones on for a couple reasons. One, if I suck, go ahead and tell the world about it. Tweet about it, Facebook, whatever you want. But if I'm great, tell them too. Also, when I fall in here, I want to make sure we get good video of it. Because it's definitely going to go viral. It'll be my best video yet, actually. All right. Well, I got good news and the bad news. What do you like? You like the good news and the bad news? The bad news is to do all this stuff that Patricia and Natasha and everybody else is telling you, you got to have and know what I know. You have to. You don't have a choice. All right? You can't run a business really well anymore without an internet presence if you really want to come to my level. The good news is I got a program, and I'll tell you about it later, but hold your hand up there, Travis. See Travis there? Let's hear it for Travis. Yay! Travis is just one of the many people I have to support you, because I can tell you for sure you are going to have questions. And I'm the only guy at my level on this earth that will talk to you. Right? And I've got a whole bunch of people like Travis at home that will talk to you, because if you study this stuff, you're going to have questions. You're going to have questions. Not a question you wait a week to get answered, a question you want answered now. Because one of the things, the benefits of internet marketing, I'm going to tell you, is about speed to market. And by depending on people, other people all the time, you are in trouble. You're slow compared to the rest of the world. And what really bugs me is the people who get up here and tell you, delegate everything. Delegate everything. Well, let me have you think about that a little bit differently. If what you're doing is putting you in the poorhouse, maybe you should rethink that a little bit, right? Don't delegate everything, and because you can't tell if you're getting ripped off or not. People are charging you sometimes 100 times what it should cost. See? So I'm never going to let that happen to you. Okay, so one of the things I definitely do not do is waste your time. Because remember, my goal is to give you more immediate use of information as all the other speakers put together. That's what I shoot for. So let's get busy. I'm going to show you some miscellaneous things now that you could be doing, and I'm wondering why somebody else didn't tell you about it. How many people have webmasters or had a website developed for? Okay? Did your website web designer call you and tell you about SpeakPipe? No. SpeakPipe. This is a way, for free, you can put voicemail right on your website. Somebody can click on it and leave you a message. You get an email, and then you can respond to them via email voicemail for free. Now, so why didn't your webmaster call you and tell you about that? Because they're glorified graphic artists that were out of work yesterday as a graphic artist, and now they're a web designer, and they don't know any of this stuff. All they give you is a beautiful website, if you're lucky, that won't do anything, and you don't know how to operate. See? So here's something you could do by yourself right now for free. SpeakPipe, and be cooler than your competition. And it's very handy to get an email with a voicemail in it, boom, respond right back. That's SpeakPipe. Now, there's other things you can do. I believe this one's for free also. You can have incentive programs on your website. That means that you can give people rewards when they buy stuff or if they opt in for things. And as they build up, then they can trade those points in. It's almost like frequent flyers. They can trade those in for stuff of yours. All right? This is KazukiRewards.com. It's just one of them that you can put this in your website for free. Did your website designer tell you about that? No, they didn't. It's like crickets chirping out there. Yeah.
It's a bigger room.
What's that?
I said it's a bigger room, so.
Yeah, they don't know this kind of stuff. All they do is make pretty websites. So that's a way to incentivize people to do stuff. Okay, here's another one for you. Let's look at Social Locker. I'm not going to bother to ask you if they told you about this, but this is something that where people can read, let's say a blog posting you have, or you promise them something, but the way they get access to it is if they tweet it or Facebook it or Google Plus it to somebody else. These are viral marketing techniques to spread your name and your content around all over the internet for free. All right? And now there's another service, I don't have a picture of it, called Pay with a Tweet. Pay with a tweet. So instead of just giving your stuff away like everybody tries to tell you, you are giving it away with something in return that doesn't cost them anything money-wise. But it means a lot to you to have your name spread all to their friends and everything, right? So Pay with a Tweet or Social Locker is a way you can do that for free. See, all of these tools, that's all we do day and night is figure this stuff out for you and bring the latest stuff to you. Now, let's see. Here's another thing. We're heavy into video. You know, I've just, tons and tons of views on my videos, and we teach you how to create high-end video. I showed you yesterday the cell phone video. Now, this is something in between, and this is really great because you can have a bad hair day and still make a beautiful video. So this is a cheap program. This is going to be called an explainer video. So it explains a product of mine. And the program to do this takes 10 minutes to learn, but you can crank out stuff like this. Yeah, see, that's like maybe a $40 program called Video FX, F and then the letter X. There's another one called Animoto.com, Animoto.com. And a little bit later, I'm going to teach you how to recruit geeks, because nobody can do all this themselves. I don't care who you are, how pitiful your amount of money you bring in. You can't do everything you need to do. So I'm going to teach you how to recruit people, but this is something so you can farm out the people. Because it's not you on there. You just supply them with pictures and little blurbs that would help promote your product, and they can crank these out all day long, see? So this is the kind of stuff we teach you. Okay, now, let me talk to you about websites. We create world-class websites for less than $100. And there's two things that I attribute to my success, all right? One is copywriting, being able to write words that get people to give you money. But the other one was the ability to make web pages like that for free. Like that for free, with no delays. See? Doesn't it drive you crazy? You need a typo fixed, and it's 2 weeks delay before they get to it, and then they mess something else up? No. You can't make money like that. You're too slow. All these young people coming up will just blow you away. They'll just blow you away because you're just too slow. All right? But it doesn't have to be that way if you use your brain and learn how to do this. So we use WordPress. It's the de facto right now. It's the default. It's what every top site on earth is using now is WordPress. It's free, but do not go to WordPress.com. You can't do commercial things there. You want to use WordPress software on your own hosting service under your domain name, whatever it happens to be. And then you buy what we call a theme. And that's what makes it look nice. Now, if WordPress was like a car, the engine to your car, that's how it makes it run, it's the brakes and the engine and all that. The theme is like the paint job. What does it look like? And you can just go out and pick one, but we suggest that you pick a paid one. Don't get a free one, because free ones aren't updated that often, and you could have a lot of bugs in it and nobody will help you. But if you use a premium theme, it's called premium, is when you pay for a theme. For less than $100, you can have world-class looking websites. For less than $100, and I don't want to hear this crybaby whining shit that, oh, I'm not technical and all this technophobe stuff. That is a cop-out. This is the freaking 21st century, you know? Quit crying about that. You know, it's not much more than word processing if somebody tutors you. All right, go ahead, try to figure it out for yourself. God help you. All right? All right, but we help you do that. We tutor you. That's what Travis does all day on the phone, is help people actually do this. And then when they say, you mean I paid $5,000 for that? Yes, you did. You paid $4,900 extra dollars for nothing, all right? Because you were too damn lazy to learn how to do this, which takes a couple days, all right? So this is what being a smart business owner is all about. I'm going to get in your face about this stuff because I'm tired of the whining. I'm not technical. Oh, don't give me that. Okay, so let me show you some examples. This, remember I told you in the world, that is a good publicity term yesterday? All right, this is the only licensed, independent internet marketing school in the world. I say independent because there are internet marketing schools tied to big universities, but they're pitiful. The instructors never made a nickel online. They're more geared towards Sears or Walmart with big e-commerce stuff. This teaches you how to make money. This website rivals the University of Phoenix. We have $100 in this website. $100, and they've got millions. That's why a lot of corporate people hate me, because we do stuff for $100. They spent millions, and they don't want their board of directors to hear about it. See? So that's $100 for that. And here's an example. I just grabbed some examples from this week. Some people were working on stuff. Here's a financial planner who is not technical at all. There's what she created, and she signed up 70 people for a $400 course last week. And she has about $100 in this website. Now, when you get a theme, when you go looking for WordPress themes, there's one critical word that you want to make sure besides the word premium, and that's the word responsive. Responsive means that it looks good on cell phones and tablets, and that's critical nowadays because, and do you think this is a pain in the neck for me with hundreds of websites I got to go back now and retrofit? Yes, it is. So I want you to do it correctly right from the start. Get a responsive theme, and then it'll look good on an iPhone or an iPad. It adjusts itself, see? So you can just buy that as part of the deal. It doesn't cost extra, but don't buy an old theme that is not responsive. That's part of the deal. Who else I got here? Here's one, 360 menopause. They're just working on that this week. I don't know what that means, exactly, 360. But they've got all these tips to help people that are going through menopause. And this website, less than $100. Okay? So when you go and pay $500,000, $1,500 for a couple pages, you're not running your business right. You're just throwing money down in this pit right here. Okay? So don't do that. Okay, so you can do it. Cheap websites. WordPress with a premium theme on it. Okay, now ideas from websites can come from anywhere. They literally can come from your butt, really. I'm going to show you this. Look at this website right here. This is real, by the way. I don't make stuff up. This is called My Shreddies. This is underwear that has a charcoal filter in the behind. I swear to God this is true. They claim to be award-winning, flatulence-protected underwear. This is real. I couldn't make it up.
endorsing that one?
I'm not endorsing it. I haven't tried it personally yet, but I'm looking for reviews on Yelp on that. Here's another one. This is one, I was reading an article about selfies and how people were just going overboard with selfies, right? That's a new word now. It was the word of the year last year in some of the big dictionaries. And I'm reading the article, and they say, well, here's another example of selfie stupidity. I said, I went right to where I buy domain names and bought selfiestupidity.com. And there it is. All right, now, it's not ready for public consumption yet because you have to get all the legal stuff. I don't own all these pictures, so you got to watch for copyright infringement. But we're developing that. And what's another one? Let's see. I'm going to show you really a great example for sites where other people will build the site for you and build it up. Let me show you this one. Oh, did you ever hear of Vine? Vine are 6-second videos. Let me show you this. You know, I'm a dog nut lover, so I'm going to show you this sweet little video.
Okay, Sophie, ready? Go! Okay, Sophie, ready? Go!
I don't know, I just didn't use myself. But anyway, it's just like the I am not a poodle. That site came because people were calling our Bichons poodles. So you got to keep your antenna up for possible ideas for things. Remember, I don't want you to be pigeonholed and only selling your professional expertise. Yeah, I want you to start there because that's going to be bigger money. But you can do all these other fun things and really enjoy this. And guess what? Another whining thing I hear all the time is, oh, there's so many emails. Well, if they had money in them, I'll bet you wouldn't whine so much, would you? All right? So that's what these things do. These help bring emails to you that say, hey, I just made a sale, just made a sale, just made a sale, just made a sale. And you won't cry about them so much. So, and it's a lot of, and like I said, especially if you're doing fun stuff with animals or, tennis, whatever you want. Okay, now let's see. This next idea really is a great one. It's called user-generated content. User-generated content. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute. What are some of the major sites on earth that is user-generated content? In other words, people put the content on. Wikipedia. What else? YouTube. Facebook. Twitter. LinkedIn. It's all user-generated, right? There's no reason you can't do sites like this, and it's perfect if you don't like people. You don't have to deal with anybody. They upload the stuff, and what you do is what we call moderate. So you see what they've uploaded, and then you say, well, that's blasphemous, or that's pornographic, or something. You don't allow it. But that doesn't take a lot of time to do. You can do it once or twice a day. But here's some examples. And you think you don't have to be a LinkedIn or a Facebook. Oh, why were you late, sir? Yes. I've been right here this whole time, slaving over this hot computer. So, user-generated content. So, it doesn't have to be big, highfalutin YouTube. And, YouTube started as nothing. It started on a bus, I think, in China or Japan with a guy screaming at somebody, and that's how YouTube started. But here's an example of, on a low level, how you can start user-generated content. Catsinsinks.com. Look how everybody goes silent, like E.F. Hutton just walked. Cats in sinks. These are pictures of cats in sinks. And so people upload their picture of their cat in a sink, and the more they do that, the more pages are on the site, and the more ads show. The way they make money here is they have a little kitty book there, and then that bottom thing, if people click on it, that's a Google AdSense program where Google pays them money. See? So they don't have to talk to anybody. Yeah, so.
John, when I was in publishing, one of the things that we found out is that one of the quickest ways to have a best-selling book is to have it be about cats.
Yeah, because she said best-selling book and somebody else said, okay, let's do cats on laptops.
No.
User-generated content. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. They just make more money, and they don't have to talk to anybody or service any clients or products. Yes?
How do they get that out there? It's just cats on laptops. How do they?
They made a website called catsonlaptops.com,
Okay.
and they used probably WordPress with what is called a plugin. It would be, I would say, it'd be probably a gallery plugin, which allows people to upload photographs and alerts you, and then you say to allow it or not, and it just displays them
Yeah,
randomly.
but how do they find the website?
Well, then that's a whole different story, but you have to have a place for them to go. That's
Right.
called driving traffic.
Yeah.
So they used keywords about cats to
Oh, so
start
when
getting
people are
cat numbers, and then they
searching,
probably
oh,
went to
okay.
cat forums that I told you about yesterday,
Right,
and said,
yeah.
hey, telling people about it, and so and then it went go viral because people love cats, right? So they would tell their friends, and so that's how that works. Let's see, what else we got here? User-generated content. That's not all goofy stuff. March of Dimes uses this. Just think how sweet this is. We all have a story. So these are stories uploaded by people that the March of Dimes has helped, right? Talk about social proof, so it's all these sweet stories that people put up there of how the March of Dimes helped them. So this is not just all goofy stuff. This is used in all levels of business, user-generated content. Let's see, what's the next one? Now, I don't want to brag, but I, Tom Anton, have discovered what's wrong with the world.
Oh, okay.
And it is all that we are sexually obsessed. We are sexually obsessed. I didn't make this up. I couldn't have possibly made this video up that I just am going to show you. But this is why we're so screwed up. Right from a baby, we are taught to be sexually active. This is user-generated content. Somebody uploaded that to a site that went really big in the news called Cute Things Falling Asleep. It was all over major news media. They had millions and millions of views just from allowing people to upload little babies. They got ducks and chickens and puppies and stuff like that. Again, they don't have to talk to anybody. It's all user-generated content. There's another one I really like that's came from there. Got it? Yeah. This is really why we're screwed up. All this rap music.
This time break it down and she's upset. She can't understand any of the lyrics yet, so we'll see. Okay, have I turned it on? And keep her bouncing.
Oh, no.
Okay, Biggie is coming back.
Not right. That's really, it's not right. We are mesmerizing these kids with that crappy music. What's wrong with us? But anyway, it's user-generated content. You get that concept? That's something you can build really, really big and not take a lot of time on. See, because the whole thing, one of the reasons I was called in is passive income, right? So this can work passively in the background with, and an outsourcer can easily check for any bad videos that you don't want up there and not allow them. See? So that's user-generated content. Now, some of the saddest things that I see are that some of the most benevolent people come to me, and they're always broke. They want to do all these great things, but they're always broke. I want people to get rich and then do what you want. Give the money away. I don't care. But what happened to me one time is, it was my birthday coming up, and I don't need anything. I can buy whatever I want. And I thought, what can I do to do some good in the world? I'm this dog nut, and I thought, I want to do some good for the little dogs. So I do a teleclass, and I'm going to introduce you to Robin, who is a part-time librarian. And they rake in the bucks, right? Her husband, Jack, is retired, and they've dedicated their whole life to taking care of these little Bichon dogs. And so I want to introduce you to Robin and Jack and Freddie. Freddie's a 2-year-old Bichon that had detached retinas. So Freddie can't see. And so, but he's 2 years old. He's running around bashing into the refrigerator, bouncing off, and bashing into the stove, and trying to play with his buddies. $8,000 to fix his eyes. So I thought, okay, so the setup here is they think I'm showing up with about a $100 donation. That's what this is. This is the kind of power you can have if you learn what I do. Well, we're heading to White Dog Cottage, and we are going to surprise Robin and Jeff. I'm telling you, the only worry I have is that Robin has a heart attack right in front of me. We'll have to do CPR when she sees the size of this check. Total so far is $24,470 that we're going to give her a check for. I actually have the real check right here, and we'll give you an update as we get a little bit closer. Come on, Maggie. High five. Yeah, Bichons are only 42 on the smart dog list, so you gotta help them. There we are, White Dog Cottage. There's Jack coming to greet us. That's their home. Maybe you can read the amount.
Oh my goodness!
Here's the real. And my biggest worry is you have a heart attack. Call 911. Where's Freddie? How about we get Freddie fixed up?
Oh yes.
Well, I get around a little bit, so I'm good. I figured I wouldn't be any good taking care of the dogs, but I can teach the internet dogs. So I pledged to a lot of people to help them out so that you can help these babies. So,
Not only you, but the clients too.
all abused and abandoned.
Right, and holding off.
Holding
We're
off.
going to be making
That's
sure-
imposter, not a Bichon, but it is white. There's Freddie. This is Freddie. Will you ever get him? People around the world think of the world of you. They're thrilled to death that they have a little part helping out these babies.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's great. Let's hear it for the Robin and Jacks of the world. How about that? Yeah, a guy once told me, Tom, we're strong. We have to score for the people that can't score for themselves. And then I just changed it to animals that can't score for themselves. So this is how you make a difference in the world. You get yourself really big and powerful, and then you can make enormous difference. All right? But if you don't make yourself powerful first, how are you going to pass it on? See, how are you going to get anything done? See? That's what you're going to learn how to do today. Okay, and I am totally nutcase on animals. I'll tell you, and it also gives you time to do stupid things. All right, so and the internet's a problem-solving thing. That's all it is, basically. So I had a problem with some of my little dogs, I had the little, a dog called Baby. He's a little fat one like me, like overweight. And she was 5 pounds overweight, a lot for a little dog. Then we had little Pixie, who was a poodle, but she's a 14-year-old incontinent blind poodle that they were going to euthanize. And I said, I'll euthanize you if you don't give me that damn dog. So I took that dog, but she can hardly go on her walks. You know, so I thought, what am I going to do about this problem? So I spent the whole weekend doing this.
Yeah.
I built a cart so the little fat one could get some exercise. And pull the little blind one can get to go on the walks. I thought this is brilliant. I'm so proud of myself. But like things that are going to frustrate you on the internet, things don't always go just as planned. So about 10 seconds later, a little bit later, nowhere, like your old man. But I am in that case. When we got Pixie, she was frantic. She had a bashed-in head, and just her chest looked like she got kicked in the chest, broke her chest, and it drew back on its own. And it's just amazing, the spirit of these animals. She was just so desperate for human attention. Brought her home, and she just cried unless you held her. And I'm like, I can't get any work done here, so what am I going to do? Another problem. So I got a big sheet and tied herself to me for about a week until she calmed down. So that's Pixie. I'm a total nut guy. I can do the whole thing on dogs. Although this is one of my favorite, most, it just really took a lot of thought to make this little cartoon.
No.
I just love that. You have to sink in a little bit, right? Okay, so now here's the thing. You can't do this alone. I don't care who you are. You cannot do this alone. You need help. And I'm not saying this the kind of help I give you. I'm saying you need just help. Most of us can't use our computers. We just barely get by with them. I recruited a kid out of 10th grade. He was a little smart aleck Russian kid. Brilliant, but just smart. And he'd sit behind me and watch me work, and he'd be like, I see how much somebody's making so much money. It's so stupid. Will you just click here? He was always right. Right? He really saved me carpal tunnel. So having young people around is great, but you got to recruit them. So I'm going to teach you right now how to recruit young, inexpensive people to help you with all of the kind of crap work that has to get done and to improve your computer skills. The first thing is, and by the way, when I said you can't do it alone, here's January, my notes for January, 58 pages plus links to hundreds of videos and stuff I have to keep up with. Here's February, 41 pages. And that's been going this way for 15 years, all right? Every month, changes and things I got to keep up with. So part of what we teach you is how to keep up with the changes, because you go to a web designer that's working on the old script, they give you a brand new website that's already obsolete and hurting you. And to get over it, you've got to throw it away and start over again with a new domain name. See? So you don't want that to happen. Anyway, these kids will help you with that. So I'm all about recruiting high school kids for this. Now, you can't just go down to the high school and say, hey, I'd like to have some kids. The policeman told me that. You can't do that. What you got to do is, and you don't want to go to the fancy neighborhoods either. Those kids have more money than you, and they're brats, all right? So you don't want them either. You want the blue-collar ones. And you call up and you say, do you have a computer club, or do you have the computer teacher? They all have something with computers. And you tell who you are and make an appointment to go down in person and meet that teacher. And show who you are. Tell them, I'm looking for kids for evening, weekend, and summer work. And they will contact the parents on your behalf and put it together for you. See? And I had a lady go down and they begged her to go talk to the computer class. She had like 100 kids like Pied Piper trying to get jobs because they don't want to be flipping burgers, right? They don't want to be cutting grass. They want to be sitting in front of that computer. The kid that you want, if you find this kid, the kid that you find that's never going to get a date in his entire life, that's the one you want. That's the one that's the best one for you. If you see this kid walking down the street, this is the kid. These are actually Bluetooth keyboard pins. They actually have these that work, all right? So if you see that kid, that's the kid. Just tack him and take him home. And we started young. This is Elizabeth. We started her very young. Yeah, that's her. Look at her binky, and she's totally moving the mouse and doing stuff at 2 years old. She's not even 2, I think. So that's how you recruit kids. And the beauty of it is if you get one, they all know each other. They're like little roaches running around, okay? They all know each other, and if one can't do something, they got friends that can do it, and they'll call them up for you, and it'll still be cheap, right? Now here's a tip for you. Don't pay, if they're not working right under your nose, don't pay them by the hour. You pay them by the job, because you pay them by the hour, and you can't see them working, where are they going to be? Playing games all day long, giving you 1% out of the hour. So the way that we do is, hey, you put 10 pages up, I can see on the internet to my satisfaction, you get your $10, $20, whatever it is. See? So that's how you handle working with the young people. Okay, now, I was in business almost 39 years now, so I have a lot of offline experience. So there's one special thing I want to teach you about. You all got one of these things when you came in, right, yesterday?
Yeah.
You don't have to have it right now, but you should have one of these. This is called a magalog. It's magazine catalog. That's how it came about. And for you speakers out there, by the way, I've taught more professional speakers than anybody living. My professional speaking course, longest speaking blog, longest speaking shop, everything. Biggest list in the speaking industry. So a lot of us use this when you're not allowed to sell. You can still put out a magalog because it has feature articles in it. See, so even if you're in a corporation and they don't want you to sell anything, you put your magalog out. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's got articles. It'll help us. But your stuff is still promoted in it, see. Now this is not something you print on your computer. This is called full bleed when it's color all the way around, see. And you don't have to start out with a 20-page fancy one like this. You can start out with an 11 by 17 piece of paper folded in half, and that turns into a 4-page magalog. And then you keep improving from there. But this sets you apart so far from your competition who don't have these things. And you all should have gotten a DVD that matches this with videos promoting me. Well, they don't have those $50,000 videos, your competition. I showed you how to get started making them cheap yesterday. Now, this particular magalog has a theme. I mentioned it yesterday. It says, I guess the internet's not a fad. A lady had come to see me speak at an event, and then a couple years later, she came up to my table and said, man, I guess this internet's not a fad, is it? I said, no, man, it's not a fad. I didn't want to embarrass her. I had made probably $5 million since she saw me the last time. And so I wrote an article about it. This particular one promotes my joint venture program and my retreat center, which is the only kind in the world, right, where you can live with a guy like me for a long weekend. And some of you are going to make the wise decision to come there. Some of you have already been there. But before you come, you're going to sign a very strict visitor's agreement, all right? Let me tell you why. When I first got this place, it's been 12, 13 years now, I thought, this place is so big, I haven't been in all the rooms. I should have some test guests come around and check them all out. So I called my old assistant, and I said, come on down, bring a friend of yours, and go to the beach, have a good time, but stay in all the rooms and give me a little, thing of what's wrong, if it's too cold, too hot, all that. So she's great. So she comes down, and the lady she brings with her as a friend, well, the only way I could really describe this lady is that if you ever saw Playboy magazine, there's a cartoon series with a really old lady with boobs hanging down to the floor. That's this lady. And I know you're thinking, Tom, how do you know her boobs are hanging out? Because I get up in the morning, she's skinny dipping in my pool. She's probably 75, 80 years old, skinny dipping. They told me, $2 million, you're crazy to have people stay in your house. Are you nuts? Yeah, I probably was. So, and she comes in, she tries to get Kay and I to go in the hot tub with her nude. And this is exactly how this happened. She's chasing me, trying to pull my shorts down, saying, let's see what you got, internet boy. That's exactly how now, Kay has known me for years. I have owned a nightclub for 6 years, been in 2 gunfights, 2 knife fights, bikers trying to blow up my car, trying to kill me. And Kay said to me, she said, in all the years I've known you, man, I never saw you scared. I ran into my office, closed the door, and wrote the visitor's agreement you're going to sign before you come to my house. So,
And no pulling the pants.
okay, so let's go. You should have a blue handout also, right here. That was just a warm-up, folks. All right, everybody got one of these? Hold your hand up if you don't. Awesome. All right, and I got another favorite little video here for you. Only 6 seconds. It's nice about these lines.
I came in like a wrecking
Oh, no.
You love nuts, right?
I came in like a wrecking
I got a lot of time on my hands. You make a lot of money.
Right.
So, all right, for you anal folks and all you English teachers out there, I never finish a handout, all right? I'm going to give you everything I can give you in the time allotted, but I'll never finish this. I like to give you a lot of extra resources, and the gentleman was asking me about resources. The last page of this should have a lot of them. But first of all, I want to get into the overall benefits of what I do. First of all, speed to market. I told you about 8 hours. Had an ebook from the concept to on sale on the internet, 8 hours. All right, before you can call for a typo to get fixed on your website, I've already got a new thing making money. Okay. What's up, Patricia? Something wrong? You want me to quit now? How many for lunch? Everybody for lunch? They're all going to have lunch. There you go. Okay. Now, the next thing, low cost, no cost, and low risk. Now, I'm going to show you something that's going to seem like, how could this possibly be? Talked about ebooks a little bit yesterday. I have a free ebook that's brought in $2.9 million so far, and every month from $20,000 to $30,000. If I drop dead on this stage right now, and all my bills are paid for, all my girlfriend's taken care of. I used to say my mother's before she passed, but everything's taken care of. It's insurance policy. That's just from one of what I'm going to show you. So this is the actual report I ran yesterday from up in the room. This is $2.9 million, $2,905,791, and don't forget the 41 cents. All right. That's from giving a free ebook out. Remember yesterday I said consistent and persistent, right? Consistently giving that book away for years and years. It's brought in almost $3 million. In a couple of months, it'll be over $3 million. See? So how does this work? Why does this work? Well, as I told you yesterday, a book is the necessary evil of your business. It should always be designed not as an end, but a means to something else. Because one of the biggest things, and the reason I quit all but one writers' conference, is writers have a pitiful mentality. They fall in love with a topic nobody wants to hear about, but they're passionate about, spend years writing about it, and the crickets are chirping in their garage with the rest of the books. Okay? So you want the book to lead to something else. So this book teaches you how to do something. But you can't do it unless you buy the thing that's in the book. And I get $600 a year commission off of that. I don't want the 99 cents from Amazon. I want the $600 a year for years, because nobody ever gets rid of the thing because it's great. See? So that's how you can make a fortune with a free ebook. All right? It leads to some other thing, either an affiliate thing or a product of your own. All right, so that's, yeah.
So are you talking about the ebook? Tell us what is the free ebook you're
The
talking
ebook is called 31 E-commerce Tips. It teaches you what you need to know about a shopping cart for your website. And all these great things you can do, you can't do unless you have the shopping cart.
Okay, so you're giving away free information on how to do something, but the end of the real story is, in order to do it like I just taught you, you got to buy my.
You have to buy the thing, exactly, right. So there's no sales resistance. I'm just teaching them they can go looking for another shopping cart if they want. But why? And also we throw in free training as a bonus. See, so it's a way that the book leads them to a sale. I really want you to pay attention when Marlene comes up later, because I just recently fell in love with Pinterest, and I was poo-pooing it for a long time.
Hello,
But,
you're late.
What is it?
We said, hello, you're late. We've
No,
already fallen in love.
Marlene.
No,
that's
Marlene,
the-
You're late to the party. You're late. We've already fallen in love with it.
That's right, you have. So I'm just going to show you how. But I was making a lot of money with other things. That's my excuse.
Okay.
But these dogs that you see, and I have protection dogs. You'll see more about them later. But to help the Pinterest board for my dogs protecting women, because mostly women on Pinterest, and women need more security than guys mostly. And so I wrote 21 reasons a protection dog is better than a man. And so I'll just pick a few of these out of here. He only dirties one dish. His snoring is cute. If he gets lost, he's happy to get directions. When he howls at the moon, he isn't drunk. His mother doesn't butt in on your affairs. He's not Facebook friends with his ex. How about that? And then, this is my favorite of all. If he fools around with another female, instead of getting upset, you get paid a stud fee. So anyway, and then there's a picture of a girl broken down on the lonely road with her dog protecting her. And Marlene's going to really go into that, but I recently fell in love with that. But remember, for me, just fall in love, it means nothing. It has to turn into money. We sold a $20,000 dog in Antigua. All right, not directly from this, but that's what I'm shooting for, is $20,000 to $50,000 sales on protection dogs. Okay. But anyway, there's no cost to that, to do that. You know, there's no cost, very low risk. Massive distribution and celebrity status. Like I said, I hit multimillionaire status 15 years ago. Haven't had a business card for, I don't know how long, 20 years. I have funny ones for the tennis and stuff, but and trust me, nobody tackles me for my autograph going down the street. But some places they do. That's the niche celebrity that Natasha was talking about. Now, minimum skill required, not real hard to do this stuff, but my last bullet there, making hobbies legitimately tax deductible. That's what I really love, because I'm at the point I've already got all this other stuff covered. I want to do stuff that I like to do. You know, I had a friend die from a sneeze like that, you know. No, he was in his best friend's closet when he did it. Let that one sink in. Minute to develop. Okay, so I'll show you that in a moment, but I want you to really get my philosophy in your mind. Work, get paid, paid some more. All right? Work, get paid forever. I have some products selling for 23 years now. These are called evergreen products. Not something that, now the internet stuff, no, because that changes. But my public speaking stuff is still top of the line, selling for years and years and years. So that's what I want, is work and get paid. So let's get into the 9 revenue sources that you can enjoy. Many of them can become passive. This is the future passive I was telling you about. The first bullet I want you to put in is direct sales. Direct sales, and I'm not talking about the stuff that I kind of hate, which is all the multi-level marketing crap. You know, I'm not into that. Most of it is fraudulent. You might trip over one that's good once in a while, but most of it is fraudulent. The guys that start it is when they get rich. But anyway, direct sales is you have a product, and you write a sales letter, and people come to your website and buy it directly. That's a simple process, right? So I'm going to show you the trailer to my tennis video because, again, I want to make my hobbies tax deductible, right? So I'm a tennis nut. So I thought, you know, Rafael Nadal doesn't come to my place. Roger Federer doesn't come to our club. Big fat butts like me come around. So I'm going to create something completely opposite and sell it. And it's a $40 DVD, and it's real. It tells you how to run the young kids to death, and they get mad and leave the court, wonder how big fat guys beat them. And so it teaches you that. This is the trailer. You got to read it closely when you see the things on the screen. This is the trailer for that video.
Well, we're
Oh, no,
the
sorry.
right dog body.
Wrong one. We want tennis. Here we go.
No.
So I made 349 when I started making that video, 322 when it was over, 295 today. How about that? So anyway, that's a direct sale of a product you create and you write a sales letter and sell it directly. That's your first revenue stream. And these dogs, again, I want to make my hobbies tax deductible. So I got this $50,000 German Shepherd, Rubik's. So I thought, you know, I got to make him tax deductible somehow. This is too much money to put out and feed him raw and go out to the hills to get his food and stuff. And so I made him the world's first scam detecting dog. And he's like on the TV show. So that helps make him tax deductible legitimately. See? So that's the kind of things you want to do. But I wanted to take it a step further because I'm not Hollywood star in the eyes that that's really going to happen. So we're practicing with the dogs, and the dogs learn to bite and so forth. So here's an example of him biting these guys in a big suit. So he can turn you into Swiss cheese in about 5 seconds. So I'm watching this, and I'm thinking, you know what? This would be a freaking awesome bachelor party, where dress up the bachelor in this big suit and let the dog bite the heck out of him and put a GoPro on him, get video of him. What's the difference? They bungee jump, they skydive. So came up with this: bachelor party bites, extreme bachelor parties. So how can I make my hobby tax deductible? That's what I want you to know. So we're just getting insurance for this now because it's a little hard. Go to his first insurance agent. I got this idea for a business. I want to have my dog bite a lot of people. You think, how much would the coverage be for that?
Does that football player who would take it?
What's that? We can have a female dog jump out of the cake. Yeah, normally. The guy dog would. That'd be weird. So anyway, I just love these dogs. And by the way, if you know anybody that needs a dog, you get a commission. See, so you can make, just for a $20,000 dog, you can get a $2,000 commission for a referral. And a lot of people they travel a lot. They want their homes protected. Look at this dog will do home invasions, carjackings. If I go to the ATM, he'll turn around and watch behind me. I'll show you the guard command here.
Okay, this is Rubik's getting ready to guard the door as I lock it. Rubik's, guard. Shut down automatically and the other direction while I lock the door. That's the guard command.
Yeah, and these protection dogs aren't menacing. They're not like a police dog that's wanting to bite everybody. They're very calm when there's no threat, but when there is, they can come through. So nobody messes with me. I'll tell you that. Okay, so the next bullet point is called joint ventures. That's on your blue handout, joint ventures. Now this should make you really happy, this particular one, because is how you can get put on the map like overnight. I've put a lot of people on the map overnight, where this is where somebody else has a big database of people, like me, but you come to them with a product that they can promote to their list, and whatever they sell, they get a commission for. But now you get exposed to all of these people. Now my list is 100,000 people. It's been as high as 150,000. But the problem is people come to me and they don't know what to say. So I have to say, no, I won't promote you because. So it would take me another half hour just to tell you what to say to guys like me. But if you learn how to do that, that can just jumpstart everything for you. So I don't care where you learn it from somebody that's credible, but learn how to joint venture and approach people that have big lists, because that can totally jumpstart everything. So that's the second one. Third one, and this is the one you want to underline in blood, lipstick, whatever you want. This is residual affiliate programs. This is what allows me to say I couldn't stop the money coming if I tried. I mean, if I quit everything today, fired everybody, sat on my fat butt and watched tennis all day, probably had $400,000 to $500,000 a year coming in like clockwork every month. All right. So that's where I want you to get to. It's like an insurance policy. But here's how it works, basically. So I know affiliate stuff has been mentioned a little bit, but let me just get it clear in your mind. Let's say, what's your name, ma'am? Marianne. Let's say, Marianne, you came out with a CD. And I said, okay, hey, Judy, Marianne's got this great CD. I suggest you check it out. And Judy clicks through my website and buys it from Marianne, right? Marianne ships it to Judy. And Marianne gives me, let's say it's a $30 CD, she gives me $10. That's a basic affiliate thing. Got that? Everybody got that?
Yes.
All right. Now let's say Marianne comes up with a CD of the month club. So every month she comes up with a new CD, and I say, Judy, you got to check out Marianne's CD of the month club. So Judy goes and checks it out, buys it from her the first month. She ships her the CD, or download, whatever it happens to be. You give me $10 the first month, right? What happens the second month? She ships her a CD, she pays her, and I get another $10. What happens the next month? Same thing. How many times have I promoted to Judy? Once. How many times do I get paid?
Forever.
Forever, as long as Judy stays in the program, see? So again, consistent and persistently recommending things that have an ongoing payment plan. That's called a residual affiliate program. Keep your eye out for those, because that's an insurance policy. You get sick, you just don't want to work anymore, you just want to take time off, that money keeps coming in. First quarter of, I think, 06, I took 3 months off of my business, had more money when I came back than when I left, because I was taking care of my mother. I couldn't, I had to take care of her. So this is really, really important. All right, next one is membership sites. Next bullet, membership sites. I wrote an article one time, is when does 20 equal 24,000? So let's follow me with the math here. Let's say you had a membership site of only 100 people. Let's say it was about archery or tennis or leadership or whatever it is that you're into. Let's say you only could get 100 members, which is about as pitiful as you can think about on the billions of people on the internet. So the pitiful low performance underneath my shoe, too far to bend over to show. All right? That's how pitiful your performance was. 100 people at $20 a month. How much is that per month? $2,000 a month times 12 is how much? $24,000 cash flow you just created with the worst performance you could possibly muster in the world. What if you got 200 members? You just now beat the national average of what people make in the U.S. You're pulling $48,000 with 200 members out of the whole world. All right? These can be really, really lucrative. There's an embroidery site. I can't remember the name of it. It's got 20,000 members at $10 a month. $200,000 a month for embroidery. Who embroiders nowadays? I don't know. I don't even, well, this is embroidery, right? Is that embroidery? machine embroidery. So anyway, so membership sites with a very low performance level, and if you use WordPress, it costs you another $100 for a membership plugin, and now you're set up to do what I just said for $200 instead of $100. All right? There's no excuse nowadays, especially since I showed you crowdfunding yesterday where you can get money and not have to pay it back. No excuse. You come up and give me an excuse, well, I don't have quite the money. No, I don't want to. It's inexpensive to do this. You just have to get the knowledge. Next one I think will surprise you is called eBay. I almost quit eBay, which is a big mistake because eBay is lead generation. Somebody bought my Wake 'em Up book, gorgeous, brand new, $24.95 book, and for $2 and wanted me to autograph it. I'm thinking, man, this is a waste of my time. I'm crying. I'm whining, all right? And a week later, that person bought 2 of my $1,000 speaker systems. Nobody buys 2 of my 1,000. He bought one for himself, one for his kid. eBay is lead generation. Everything I have except my mentor program is on eBay. I've probably a couple $1 million at least. People first heard of me on eBay to get introduced to me, and they actually, here's the thing. You know, I saw that ladder she had there, and free stuff is a normal ladder that you use. But I would rather have 10,000 people that pulled their wallet out for $2 than my 100,000 subscribers. I have 30,000 of those people, but I mean, I'm just saying, the people that pull their wallet out are worth more to you as subscribers. See? So if they give anything on eBay, I'm a bargain hunter. I told you yesterday I'm frugal. I can buy whatever I want, but I shop on eBay. See? I like deals. So it doesn't mean they're all broke. So eBay is your next bullet point, lead generation. Next one is called Google AdSense. This isn't as big as it used to be, but this is where the cats and sinks. Remember I showed you the cats and sinks? If people clicked on an ad, Google paid them a portion of the money. Okay, so that's another revenue stream. And then there's other ads. There's a place called OpenX. Now this is not pornographic. This just happens to be the name of it. Where they'll sell ads for you. You just put a little piece of code on your website. And this again, if you don't like people, perfect. All right, you don't have to talk to anybody. But you just drive traffic, and then whoever clicks. They don't even have to click on the ads. You get paid for displaying the ads on your website. See? And the OpenX gets half and you get half. So that's another revenue stream that you can have that's passive. I emphasize these because Patricia asked me to talk about passive income as part of the deal, and that is as passive as you can get. You just have a website up there, and the publisher takes care of the ads. Teleclasses and webinars aren't technically internet stuff, especially teleclasses, but the people to get on them came from your work with email marketing and so forth. So they're a revenue stream. And also playing replays. I invented very little, but I'm credited with inventing hybrid webinars. See, all the lazy people out there, the young ones especially, they want to do a webinar and have it replay automatically over and over and over and over and over, and they're nowhere to be found. You can't ask any questions. So I said, you know what, I'll bet you I could increase the conversion if I would just stay available to answer questions, which I could be at the mall or anywhere answering questions on my cell phone, but the webinar is playing. So that's called a hybrid webinar. Instead of it's playing a recording of me, but I'm there live to answer questions. So you can really sell a lot more than just being lazy. I'm really against a lot of the young people doing this, people new at this. They're lazy. They won't do it. They won't treat it like a business. They want to be at the beach with their feet up all the time. If you really want to make the big bucks, get busy and do this stuff. Don't think it's so easy and I don't have to be around to get started anyway. Now, mentor coaching and retreats, that's where the big money is. So the people that have paid me off fastest in my program started their own coaching program because that's the bigger money and the more individual attention that you'll give people, the more you're worth. I'm the only person at my level on this earth that will talk to them. Only one. And unlimited. There's no, I heard one lady up on stage, total double talking, she said this, and I quote, you get unlimited one-on-one Now, one-on-one means I talk to you on the phone or Skype. All right? A teleseminar is group. It's not one-on-one. That's a bullshit lie. It's a double-talk lie. And unlimited means, okay, if you need to talk 3 times this week, we talk 3 times this week. A teleclass is scheduled every so often. It was total lying just from this stage. This is part of my seminar scam stuff. But what I'm telling you is the more you're willing to talk to a person one-on-one, the more money they will pay you. See? So if you're lazy and you don't want to talk to people, all right, do all group stuff. Great. But you won't make the kind of money I make. All right? And I put a whole team of people also. As you grow in this, you want to record all your stuff, your training, and then put it on a membership site. How do you think I handle as many people as I handle? Because you ask me a question. I say, okay, I'm here for you. I want you to listen to this audio and this video, write your questions down and come back and I'll take care of it. See, that way I can handle more people legitimately. They get the one-on-one time for their questions, but I don't have to say the same thing over and over again until I'm ready to puke, all right? So that's how you build a big mentor program, not these little dinky ones that people have. Okay, let's see. So that's the last thing. Now, quick quiz. What does hummingbird and pigeon mean to you? Does that mean anything to you?
Bird.
Birds, huh? They're Google stuff. Yeah, these are Google updates. Didn't your web designer call you and tell you about it? No, of course not. So anyway, that was just a quick quiz just to remind you, you've got to have help with this because the vendors out there are just trying to get the next job. They're not looking at the big picture to make you wealthy. That's what I do. But anyway, here's a quick thing from the Hummingbird update of Google. Put frequently asked questions on your website. That's one of the big things of the Hummingbird update that you can implement right away. Put frequently asked questions and answers on your website. They love that. Google just loves that. Because Google is sick of you pandering to them to try to get a high rank. They want you to take care of the visitor. All right? So frequently asked questions is one way you can do it. All right, let's go to page 2. Anybody ever hear of CSI? What's that stand for?
Crime scene investigation.
She says crime scene investigation. No. It stands for crappy, stupid idea. All right? And every idea on this earth, including mine, when it comes to the internet, is crappy and stupid until you can prove it isn't with real numbers. This is the biggest mistake people make when they come to me, is somebody's pressure washing back there and taking a really big pee. So they don't know the keywords that people would look for to find their product and service. And all of you that are inside your business, you're too close to it. I hear this stuff all the time. Some big hotshot comes to me, yeah, they would type this term. No, they wouldn't. Only you and your buddies would type that term, not the customer. They don't even know what you're talking about. See? So you must find out. So we use a keyword tool. Currently, we use the Google Keyword Planner. It's a pain in the neck to get to, but let me show you a little video for it. Okay, folks, in this video, I want to show you a keyword tool I've been using and teaching my students to use called the Google Keyword Planner. Replaces the old Google keyword tool that I never used. Now, you do have to have a Google AdWords account, so sign up for Google AdWords. It's free at adwords.google.com. Log in, and you'll come to this screen. Click on Tools, and then Keyword Planner. It'll take you to the next screen, where you have to click on this link right here, search for new keyword and ad group. And then this isn't actually the tool yet. You have to do this to get to the tool. I don't know why. I'm going to put in a keyword public speaking, keyword phrase, which is a good one for me. Scroll down and click Get Ideas. So this is the results that came up. This is public speaking up here. And I don't want ad group ideas, I want keyword ideas. So I click that thing, and here's the main word that I put in, and it's 33,100 little box that pops up. This means that that's a very consistent number throughout the year. Now, if I put in Valentine's Day, it would be a big spike when, before in the early part of February, and then the rest of the year, nothing. So I don't like fads. I like stuff you can make money with all the time. So that's the seed word I put in. And these are the different variations that came up. And you can click here to sort them from low to high. And you see communication is the keyword idea that's related to public speaking. In a more advanced video, we could show you how to make only public speaking terms come up here. But you can scroll down through here. Now, we don't care about competition in the courses I teach. We only care about on topics that you don't care about. For instance, my golf, I don't care about that much, so I'm not going to worry about being the greatest in the world of golf. I care about my main lines of work, like public speaking. So I don't care about the competition. I'm going to beat the competition, and I'm going to show you how to beat the pants off the competition. So I don't care about any of this over here. I'm just looking for average monthly searches to see the volume and ideas for keywords that I can use in my website. So this is the tool we're using now. There's a lot of tutorials on this since it's a new thing. So check it out. Google Keyword Planner. Now, that's the number one thing you do. If you haven't done this yet, you're already messed up. You know, you think of an idea and you say, oh, this is great, and all that planning stuff that Natasha told you, important stuff, right? But if you don't have this, doesn't matter what all that is. You'll never be able to find that person what'd you call that person, Natasha? Ideal client. They'll never be able to find you because you don't know what they're thinking and typing. That's this kind of tool will teach you, see? So yeah, perfect. Find them, identify them, but you got to find them on the internet with keywords. All this fancy stuff we do on the internet is still based around words. Did you realize your YouTube videos, you must say your keywords in the video because for years, at least 2 to 3 years, YouTube has been using voice recognition to listen to what you say in the video. All right, to help index you. See? So everything revolves around keywords. And then the number one thing you can do on your website, this is 70 to 90% of your success. If this was the top of your browser window, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 browser windows open there. The light color one is the one that's open right now. That's called your title tag. That's 70 to 90% of your success being found is right there. And you go home and look at your website. It might say homepage or Joe's Enterprises or something. I mean, how many people sit down and look in Google, I think I'd like to find a homepage for somebody. No, they're typing your keywords in. And if you blow that, everything you do on the site, Google's in a hurry. They're trying to find the results for the visitor, and you are telling Google, go away, we don't have what you want. This is the homepage. This is Joe's Enterprises. This is not, that's a place where you put these keywords. It's the number one place. There's lots of other places I'll teach you, but that's the number one. And if it doesn't, you don't have that fixed, all the work you did to build your beautiful website, worthless from Google's standpoint. Yeah?
To make sure I understand what you're talking about. You're talking about the pop-up line when you mouse over it?
Yeah, if you hold your mouse over, you can see a little bit of it.
Yellow up here?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
No, this is just a picture. I can't mouse over it right here. Yeah. If you mouse over it, it tells you your whole title tag. It should be 70 characters or less, including spaces. And your main part of your keywords need to be to the left. See, because in this part of the world, we go left to right. So the left has a higher emphasis than the right. And don't make every one identical on every one of your web pages. That's a kiss of death. You're telling Google, every page of my site is identical. And Google's saying, why would we give you a high ranking if you got 100 pages that are identical? Say, we want to give the searcher a good result. See? So this is kind of stuff I could go on for weeks telling you about. That's why my program is a year long. You can't learn this in a few weeks. Crazy? You're delusional if you think you can. There's too much to keep up with. Okay, so let me just pick and choose a couple things here because we've got to get going in about 15 minutes. There's another cool thing you can put on your website if you have a specific industry. It's called link bait. It means how do you get people to link to you, which is really good for you. A glossary. Do a glossary on your website. It's an instant 26 new pages, at least, on your website of content related to your industry. So that's called, I mean, it's not the only thing that's called link bait, but that's something people will link to from your other people in your industry, and those links make you look really good to Google. Yes?
So on your website, your webpage, if you go click on there, do you have a page that's called the blog?
Yeah, I might have a little, question is how do I implement this? Well, I might have on the Protection Dog site, there's a little thing with a dog and it says Protection Dog Glossary. You click on it and it goes to page A, B, C, D, E, and pick what page, you know, what you're looking for. So, very simple. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else I got here. What do you think? I give something away?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So, what we're going to do is we'll do a little business card drawing here. If you don't have a business card, write it on something, and everybody just pass them into the middle aisle. And if you don't want to get any emails from me, just say so. Write it on there. No emails, and I'll honor that. But if you, I got two things to give away. I got a $600 home study course, and I got a trip to my retreat center. How about that?
Yeah. Woo!
All right, so let me show you that. And let's see here. I don't use PowerPoint much. I actually have a website called PowerPointStinks.com. All right, let me show you what you're going to win. All right, let's see here. There we go. So we pick you up in a limo. And all you have to do is get to Norfolk International Airport, pick you up in a limo. This is the main house, 7,500 square feet. So it's the biggest estate in the region. And nobody ever comes and knocks on my door because it's the biggest estate, and they never see me going to work. You know, so they know I'm a drug dealer for sure. There's no question about it. Then once a month, the limos pull in, they figure out it's the mafia meeting. You know? So anyway, they've got a swimming pool, and we got tennis court. That was the tennis court before Hurricane Isabel. What?
No skinny dipping, I think.
No skinny dipping, no. Well, I mean, we will make exceptions, right? So, the application process. This is after Hurricane Isabel.
Oh, wow.
This is the blog bar. And you know, I had a nightclub for 6 years. I'm not a teetotaler, but we don't serve any alcohol at the place for liability. And you're just busy from morning till night learning stuff, so there's no really room for it. But we don't care if you bring some. There's the pool again. There's neighbors stop by sometimes. There's exotic things all over the place. And this used to be our product room, so you see the tapes there. It's an old picture, but we teach you how to make products, package them, distribute them, everything. There's just examples of vinyl albums. That's Mark Victor Hansen. He stops by when he's in town. This used to be our classroom in our other building. Thank you. But now it's a TV set. We've got 5 different sets that my students can come in on their own and use, and with my whole video crew and do productions and stuff. This is the Techno Geek room. It's got crazy bunk beds and lights and Bill Gates watching over you. If you have a Mac, it doesn't work so good. This is this is the gigabyte room, I call it. So it's more of the luxurious rooms. And, it's beautifully appointed. This is the megabyte room. Overlooks the pond and the tennis court. I call this the spyware room. It's a little too foofy for me, but it's a cute little room. This is the indoor hot tub. And the
exception.
what's that? Well, I was going to say the entertainment is extra. You know. That's okay. I'm a massive book freak. This is just one of my major libraries. This is the marketing library. This is the publishing and writing library. This is just one of the living rooms. This is a massage chair. And, now this right here, this proves what a giver I am. This thing is not worn out, nothing for you. All right, so that when you come in, it doesn't squeak, nothing. We've got treadmills, we've got exotic flora all over the place, and that's April, that's beautiful flowers bloom, and got a pond. Those are my goldfish before the blue herons ate them.
Oh, no, they didn't.
And, we have 2 saunas. We have an infrared sauna and steam sauna. Class size is about 5 or 6, so it's total one-on-one experience. Not one-on-one, one-on-5, put that way, so you can grab me off to the side. This is where a lot of the training happens in my office. I project what's going on the screen, and we teach you stuff. And you do shoot video while you're there also, so you get high-def video before you leave for welcome videos and YouTube traffic videos. All of that's included. We teach you write copy. Remember I told you copywriting is the #1 best skill? Before you leave, you will have written a sales letter that will sell stuff. All right, I will teach you personally, step by step, break it down. Megabyte room again. This is a big boy toy. This is a theater. I got these off of eBay. Now the floor in this place has got a giant magnet. You know, I got more money than brains again on this one. But if the Terminator shoots you, the whole floor shakes like that. So, too cool. All right, so somebody's going to come visit you there. If you don't want to come, you can. All you have to do is get to Norfolk International Airport. You have no expenses, no upsells, none of that crap when you get there. So now we got 2 things. This is the home study course, and we'll pull for that first, and then we'll pull for the trip. Let's see. Give me a little, what do they call it?
Trouble.
Yeah. So this is for the home study course, and I'll throw in a consultation too, because I will talk to you. Okay, let's. This is very funny. 100% branded off. You can change this in as well. Okay, well, you just got to pick on it. Okay, let's see. All right, so you better give me some mojo. All right, let's see. Oh, I don't really like that person. Kathleen O'Haron. Yay! All right, go sign a visitor's agreement. All right.
Okay, internet boy.
That's right. Okay, so now here's the thing about me. The value of one-on-one. See, anytime you're in a group, there's going to be different levels of people. And so you're going to be lost half the time or bored. Well, let's say a third of the time you're going to be lost, third time you're going to be bored, and maybe a third of the time you get something. So with being one-on-one, you're not stuck with that. So here's a lady who's now a very successful internet marketer that started Totally Clueless.
You can really do this. And I'm going to bring somebody up here right now.
You jack that a little bit?
Who was about as clueless as clueless gets when I first met her. We're inside, you know what I'm talking about. So come on up here. She's also a professional testimonial giver. Because you see her. Very interesting is I've seen a lot of people giving testimonials that are in a lot of different programs. Now, what kind of clue does that give you? People that work on themselves and study get success. For instance, just tell a little bit about clues.
I was very clueless, and when I first started with Tom's program, I basically knew how to send and receive email, and that was it. And I had several websites put up, very expensive websites that were very ineffective. And the things that I've learned with Tom are how to slap up a website in one day. And I bought a template. I didn't even have a web designer do it for me. I bought a $50 template. Now I reuse it over and over and put up as many websites as I want. I didn't have any products because I was writing a book, and we all know that takes a while. So using Tom strategies, I actually decided to offer something else, and I sent out an email without any products. And I went to the airport because I was flying somewhere, and I looked at my BlackBerry, and I was like, "Ka-ching. My first ka-ching, and then I just started seeing them rolling in before I even had the product. And now I'm building a continuity program using Tom strategies, so I'm going to have my own, monthly income coming in, and it's just so exciting. And I just wanted to say that if you look at the clues, everybody who is successful and upcoming successful like me, they all talk about Tom as being their mentor. He is like everybody's success dad. So, I mean, I told him,
Let me see.
I feel like he's like giving me freedom.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, I get tons of stuff like that. But it's just so wonderful. She's walking through the airport, gets her first ka-ching, and they just can't wait to tell me. Yeah.
What, if she didn't have a product, what was the ka-ching?
She threw a teleseminar about a certain topic that didn't exist in the world, recorded it, sold the teleseminar, recorded it, the people on there paid, then she got the recording and then had a product and then transcribed it into the, repurposed it into all these others. So just coming up with an idea and learning how to do a teleseminar is instant product before you even have it. Okay, so I'm just going to take just a couple minutes to tell you about my program. Anybody that's really interested, we're going to take about 15 minutes and go to the encore room, and I'll give you all the details. There's no machine gun nests in there, no high pressure stuff. But anyway, my program's a year long. It's ludicrous to think that you can learn this stuff and build a business with this kind of detail in shorter periods of time than that. It's ludicrous without help, because you got to have somebody that knows what they're doing teach you this stuff and tutor you. That's what Travis does all day long. That's what Nick does, Lakia, Craig, all these people, and myself, all day long are helping people like you one-on-one, so you're not stuck and wondering what's going on all the time. It's the most comprehensive, I have to say, it's the most comprehensive of any program anywhere on earth. We cover video, audio, social media, blogging, search engine optimization, email marketing, shopping cart, membership sites, outsourcing, copywriting, mobile stuff. You have to learn the mobile stuff for speed. You have unlimited one-on-one with me and all my staff. I mean, you cannot find this anywhere on earth. And I would have to say it's the most successful. 17 straight years doing this with 1,700 people in this program, tens of thousands in the speaking I've done around the world. I've helped. So it's extremely comprehensive. What you can take home today is you only need to, all this great stuff you've learned this weekend, you only need to know about 100 times more to have any chance on earth to be bringing money in. All right? There's just enormous details that you have to learn. If you're not the type that's willing to buckle down, you're not the type that's going to probably be successful with this kind of stuff. Now, we like to save you from other people, basically, because I'm already rich. All right? I don't have to be here. You heard that. How many were on the teleclass that we did prior to this? Not that many, really. But I don't have to be there. I'm here for one reason, because Patricia. That's the only reason. I hate most of all speakers, ripping you off, not the ones here, or I wouldn't be here. So I want to make sure you get taken care of. And so we finance the thing. I mean, you can make deals with me you wouldn't be able to make in a million years with anybody else. The cost of my program is $49.95. It's $8,000 on the open market. But it's full year of tech support team, myself, all these people at your disposal, includes a trip to the retreat center, includes any family. Wait a minute. Marlene. Oh, think about that one. It's fertile over there. So anyway, think about that. Anyway, it includes family members, spouses, and everything. So it's just really great. But if you're interested, we'll take you into the other room. I'm just going to show you another very short video. If you question, everyone on here, I personally have helped. And the number of years is expanded to about 17 now from what you hear on this. And there will be notes on this, so check it out. It's about 400 people I'm going to show you.
Hi, it's Tom. Maybe considering checking out my training a little further. Before you do, I want you to take a look at just some of the enormous numbers of people I've helped since I started teaching internet marketing around 1997. Yes, I've helped some celebrities along the way, like Ralph Roberts. Time magazine called him the best-selling realtor in America. Of course, Mark Victor Hansen, you've heard of him. I started his first e-commerce system and trained his staff. Patricia Fripp, the first woman president of the National Speakers Association, has been to my training a record 7 times. But mostly, I help regular people who want to make money while sitting at home like I do. Here's etiquette consultant Gloria Starr, my first e-millionaire.
Mark Simpson has a 1,000-page website that we started and he finished himself for nothing. The first day it went live, he got 15 orders. You hear me talk about geeks all the time. Here's my first one, who has one of the most successful web design firms in Los Angeles, and he even got featured in the very hip H magazine. If you really want to get inspired, these next two sites were created by two of my students that are blind. Let's see what some of the other people I've helped had to say.